The book of Ecclesiastes. We start off in verse 2, meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. Yeah, isn't that a great way to start off the book of the Bible? Of your first, what? Why did you start with verse 2? The words of the teacher is the son of David, king of Jerusalem. That's literally just, it doesn't really add much. Anyway, says who's speaking. So, yeah. So, yes, everything is meaningless. Wisdom is meaningless. Pleasures are meaningless. Wisdom and folly are meaningless. Toil is meaningless. There's a time for everything. Achievement is meaningless. Riches are meaningless. It's all meaningless. Unless something different. Why is it all meaningless? Because there's a common destiny for all. Die. Just die in the end. Yes, there's some things better, but in the end, what does it matter? Unless there's something greater. Unless there's something better. Because Ecclesiastes is what life is like if there is no God. If there is no God, it's all meaningless. Who cares? Atheists will try to get around this point and try to ascribe meaning, but there is none. But then others will claim, like, oh yeah, we 100% agree with this. Yeah, it's all meaningless. And then try to convince you that it's all meaningless. Guess what? Convincing us that it's meaningless, to accept atheism, and that's all meaningless, it's meaningless, it's pointless, it's a vanity, it's like vapor, like you... What the original Hebrew mean? A vapor. You can't actually grasp it. It's there, and then it's gone. Yes. Vanity, meaningless, not worth anything in the end. Like, think about it. What if the rich person's wealth don't bring them in the end? When they're dying? Absolutely nothing. Like, you might say, oh, it can extend their life for a little while. But eventually they'll die. And when they take that last breath, because there's nothing any of their vast wealth can do. Because there's no medicine, no technology in the world that can keep them alive. What did it bring? Absolutely nothing. What, $1 billion to just buy a few seconds? That's how valuable time is. Yes, this part of Ecclesiastes. There's a time for everything and a season for everything under heaven. Time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant, a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain. Time to search and a time to give. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What is all? Oh yeah, but it may have you like remembered for a while. Yeah, maybe be remembered for a few year, 100,000 million of years. But eventually, history will fade again. All that hard work, and you don't even get eternity? Your monuments will crumble. Your history will fade. People will remember you for only like a few things, and some of them might not even be true. All that work for absolutely nothing. What's the most valuable thing in the universe? Time. Everyone has time. And only a limited amount of time. All will run out of time eventually. It doesn't matter. Yes, you can take a picture of yourself. It's in, that will voice away. Soon the internet will break down, and people won't be able to access that anymore. You might be, oh, so soon it's relative. Yeah, that will happen. Then what? No one will remember you anymore. There will be no one around to care. So why should you? Should you care what people believe? If they're all just going to die and end up doing nothing at the end, who cares, honestly? Why should you have morals? Why should you store up riches for yourself? But why should you give them away? Both are equally as meaningless. Both mean absolutely nothing. Yeah. You can research all the books in the world, but as soon as you're in the grave, someone could call you stupid and spread lies about you, and people will believe it because you're not around to defend yourself. So, yeah. But then you could just be an utter fool. A complete moron. But then your death probably will come along quicker. You're just wasting your time, but does that really matter? But what if there was something that gave meaning? Something that, despite the fact that you can't do anything to achieve eternity. Humans been trying for essentially as long as we've been around to achieve eternity. Like even all the solutions we have now, like what are we going to do at the heat death of the universe? Yeah, but all the energy of the universe is just equally distributed, nothing moves it. Nothing happens. Or, the big crunch, whatever happens at the end of the universe, where life is scientifically thought to be absolutely impossible. So what? It might just buy you a few billion years? And billion years of what? Your skin cells not dying and you live in excruciating pain? Yeah, that's a thing. Some people's skin won't die. So new skin will grow under their old skin. And it's painful and they have to burn it off. That's a thing. What, someone could just throw you in a hole for the rest of eternity and you just starve? Rest of, well, however long the universe's time lasts. And once the universe is over, are you even going to be able to move? Are you even able to do anything? What have you achieved? The reason time is valuable so you can spend it on things. Do things with it. If you're just floating in a void, what use of that is in constant pain for numerous of reasons? What use of that is to you? Or even if you can get rid of all pain. What use of it is you floating around in a void? Even if that's possible, which it most likely is not. So again, useless, pointless. Why? Who cares? This is the truth behind atheism. Everything is pointless, including trying to convince people atheism is true. Is also pointless. Yes. It does say friends are helpful. It's something helpful. You try to listen. Anyway. Yes. Just it's all with that. Yes. That God does exist in Ecclesiastes. It does talk about it. But it doesn't acts if he doesn't care or doesn't exist. And that is all meaningless. Which it is. It ends with saying, not only was the teacher wise, but he imparted knowledge to the people. Yes, he pondered and searched out and set in order many proverbs. The teacher searched to find just the right words, and what he wrote was upright and true. Ecclesiastes never gets debunked in the Bible. Because it's basically if God's not real. Yes, the Bible has an answer to, well, what if God's not real? Eat, drink, and be merry. Might as well, why not? That's meaningless too, but who cares, honestly, right? So it's so funny, so many people ask, well, what if God doesn't exist? The Bible already answered this question. Bible author, at least Solomon, didn't care about the whole idea of, well, maybe God did exist, because they already knew the answer. They weren't afraid to answer the question. And that's what they did. My queen has stuff on this. We're asking in his weekly live streams, 8 James in the Bible, Egypt in the Bible. And his live streams are a few other things. Yeah. Yes. Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commands, for this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil. Man, that will bring into judgment. God knows all. God knows everything you already did. So don't be like, well, what have you found out about? He knows. He knows. Why does life have a purpose? Because God gave it one. What can buy you eternity? Nothing on this earth. What can buy you the eternity that is more than worth having and is the best eternity ever? The precious blood of Jesus. Meaningless, all is meaningless.